Donald Trump recently told rallygoers in South Carolina last week that all of these mental gaffes that he has, whether it's saying that Barack Obama's the president of the United States or that Nikki Haley was actually in charge of security at the Capitol on January 6th, he told the crowd that all of those mental gaffes are totally intentional. He's doing it on purpose because he's being, as he said, sarcastic, and the media is just taking it and running with it. But even if he can explain away his mental gaffes, which nobody's buying it except for his cult members, what he cannot explain away are the violent, borderline psychotic outbursts that he has both in person and on social media. See, another one of those actually happened last week. Seemingly out of nowhere, Donald Trump got on Truth Social in an all-caps rant, just laying in to Adam Schiff, calling him names, accusing him of being responsible for all the horrible things in the United States. And it came out of nowhere. Like Donald Trump was sitting at home, and he became like violently irate about a man who hadn't engaged him at all. And he goes and he feels the need to do this. It was psychotic, as I said. And that brings me to my next question. This is from user LU90C7RB7W. Name just rolls right off the tongue there. It says, why isn't Trump in a straitjacket in a padded cell in a prison for the criminally insane yet? Now, that's a pretty straightforward question. Why has this not happened? It hasn't happened, technically, because Donald Trump has not actually been evaluated by a licensed mental health professional. If he were to sit down with a psychiatrist, somebody with a PhD, and say the things that he says on Truth Social in person, I have no doubt that psychiatrist would recommend an involuntary 72-hour psychiatric hold. Trump's mental state is very fragile. I mean, there is a good part of me that does think this man should be in a padded cell. Absolutely, part of me thinks that. But the other part of me often wonders, is this all a show? Is this real? Or is this just him putting on this act? This seemingly out of nowhere psychotic tirade against Adam Schiff. Had he actually been planning that? Or did it just something click in his brain and he had to get the violent thoughts out? Because obviously that's a dangerous individual. But if it's something calculated, if he's thinking about it for a while, he says, you know what? I know Adam Schiff's running for Senate. I want to take him down because he did piss me off over the years. How do we do that? Let's strategize. Let's come up with something I can say to just really get under his skin. That's not insane. That's not something you would be locked away for. But what concerns me the most about Donald Trump's mental health versus Biden's mental health is that there is a world of difference, and the media wants to both sides it. Okay, the media wants to say, well, they're both kind of old and forgetful. Yeah, Biden is old and Biden is forgetful. And his forgetfulness, I do believe, is due to his age. Does it happen to everyone at that age? Absolutely not. There's plenty of people older than Biden who don't have those issues. It affects people differently. There's people my age that are just as forgetful. So it doesn't even have to be that you're in your 80s for it to happen. But Biden is forgetful. Trump has psychotic outbursts. Which one is worse to you? The guy that forgets a couple things? Or the guy who has unpredictable fits of rage? I think the forgetful guy's a little bit better than the rage man, right? I mean, Trump's just, one post on Truth Social away from just hulking out on us and destroying a city. And I do think that is a symptom of something wrong with him. Obviously, I'm not a mental health professional. I cannot diagnose him. But I wish he would sit down with somebody so they could. Because right now, all the mental health professionals can do is offer evaluations based on his posts on Truth Social and what he says in the media and at his rallies. But nobody's had the chance to sit down with him. And I'm pretty confident that if they did, he'd probably be locked away for at least a couple days involuntarily until they could find out what the hell is wrong with his brain. And maybe that ends up with him in a padded cell, or maybe the rest of the country looks foolish for thinking it. I'm willing to bet we wouldn't be looking foolish after that evaluation.